Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. OSIMHEN bid, Gyökeres decision. Chelsea next transfer decided after Nicolas Jackson twist Chelsea transfer news as Nicolas Jackson red card raises fresh questions for his future, and if Enzo Marresca needs another striker, Enzo Marresca shot down the suggestion that Nicolas Jackson's baffling red card against Flamengo would impact his position at the club this summer. Regardless of the manager's view, for the second time in less than 2 months, the striker has eroded away confidence from the fan base. Jackson has never been an entirely popular figure at Stamford Bridge, representing a developing, growing, and learning center forward in a position which has been bossed by the finished product of Diego Costa and eventually Didier Drogba's inevitable game-breaking form. With Liam Delap on board, Jackson's spot is under threat. After a positive first match at the Club World Cup, he was sent off less than 4 minutes after replacing Delap on Friday, marring his 24th birthday. Jackson will now miss at least the final group game and might be left unavailable for the rest of the competition, depending on how FIFA see the incident and how far Chelsea go. That hands Delap an opportunity to stake his claim as the main number 9, where Jackson had been expected to remain, despite the transfer of a new £30 million option for Marresca. It comes amid the talk of Chelsea still looking to buy a second striker this summer. Hugo Ekitike is a player of interest, just not at the £84.5 million valuation Eintracht Frankfurt hold. Victor OSIMHEN and Victor Gyökeres are names that simply will not go away. Marresca has insisted that this red card does not impact his future, but that position is not shared by the fans. Even those who have defended and supported Jackson are running out of excuses during a torrid 2025 to date. With this in mind, Football.London writers have taken a look at what could follow in the summer window after Jackson's latest moment to forget. Tom Coley Jackson hasn't helped himself here. Now, more than ever, he needed to make the number 9 position his, because there is going to be genuine pressure from Delap. Whether he is good enough to lead the line regularly right now is another question. An increasing clamor for a match-winning striker from the market. The issue with the forwards they are actually looking at, Ekitike mainly, is that there would still need to be an adaptation period. OSIMHEN, on the other hand, is plug and play. He comes in, gets the ball in and around the box, shoots and creates chances for himself. He is lethal, cold-blooded, and a proper finisher out of nothing. Ekitike has a lot of Jackson-like attributes. There are similarities with Alexander Isak in his languid style and dribbling tendencies. That is an appealing option, but Chelsea will not pay the money for him. Unless a part swap deal can be agreed or some sort of massively incentivized transfer is there, it won't happen. OSIMHEN, at £60 million but huge wages and bonus demands, is the Chelsea-coded player of old. It doesn't seem likely that he comes in, though. That might hand Jackson another life, and he needs to make the most of it. Amy Wilson, Nicolas Jackson's red card against Flamengo may be a warning sign to Chelsea. While he's proven that he can score goals in the Premier League, the Blues can't rely on a player who is going to regularly miss games through suspension. He is currently serving a ban for his red card against Newcastle and will miss the opening game of the season against Crystal Palace. It could lead to Enzo Marresca turning to Liam Delap as first choice. But with speculation over the futures of both Christopher Nkunku and Marc Guiu, it does seem like one more striking option is needed in case of suspensions and injury. Spending big on a player who is expecting to start every game is probably not the way to go. It might instead be worth going for a younger player who is happy biding his time on the bench and continuing to learn his trade. Whether that is someone internal from the academy or a new player is something Chelsea could look at. Matty Hewitt-Jackson's red card in the Club World Cup just about summed it up, didn't it? It was a silly, late challenge, but also struck me as a player keen to prove a point. Having replaced Liam Delap just 4 minutes earlier, he would have been keen to impress, and there's very little riding on Club World Cup success, other than the obvious financial boost a win would bring. It's not exactly a trophy that supporters are clamoring for, however they are keen for more Premier League and Champions League titles. The club need a proven goal scorer if they want to close the gap to Liverpool at the summit. Chelsea rekindle Nico Williams, chase, amid Barcelona, uncertainty, transfer showdown. Brewing, London. Chelsea have reopened communication with the representatives of Nico Williams, reigniting their interest in the athletic club and Spain winger after qualifying for next season's Champions League, according to fresh reports from Substack journalist Simon Phillips. The Blues' new contact with Williams' camp signals a serious intention to rival Barcelona and Bayern Munich for the 22-year-old's signature in what is shaping up to be a fierce summer transfer battle. Chelsea make their move. Sources close to the deal suggest that Chelsea's top executives resumed talks with Williams' entourage to assess the financial package required to lure him to Stamford Bridge. The focus is now on understanding the wage demands, which have reportedly reached £400,000 per week, a figure that initially stalled negotiations earlier this year. Crucially, Chelsea's Champions League qualification has strengthened their financial leverage, making the Premier League giants a more attractive destination than they might have been just a few months ago. With manager Enzo Marresca keen to reinforce his front line, Williams is now one of Chelsea's priority targets for the summer. Barcelona, still in pole position, but face big hurdles. Despite Chelsea's renewed interest, Barcelona remain favorites to sign Nico Williams, at least in principle. Multiple Spanish outlets have reported that Barca sporting director Deco recently held face-to-face talks with Williams in Ibiza, while manager Hansi Flick sees the winger as a perfect fit in his rebuild at Camp Nou. However, La Liga financial regulations are proving to be a major obstacle. Barcelona must first sell players or free up salary space before they can finalize Williams' arrival. The player reportedly has a verbal agreement with Barcelona over a long-term contract, but the deal is still pending and vulnerable to external hijack, precisely what Chelsea are now hoping to exploit. Bayern Munich enter the race. Adding even more drama to the saga, reports in Germany claim that Bayern Munich have also stepped up their interest. Sporting director Max Eberl cut short a trip to the US this week to return to Germany and push for a move. Bayern view Williams as a long-term solution on the flanks after failing to land top targets last season. Chelsea star praises Williams after Euro 2024. Triumph inside the Chelsea camp. Support for Williams is growing. Following their Euro 2024 title win, Marc Cucurella publicly endorsed his international teammate. "We had an immediate connection," Cucurella told UEFA.com. "Nico's a happy-go-lucky guy and so am I, so our personalities clicked. During matches, I tell him to do as he pleases. Players like him need to feel free. He has bags of talent." Their electric partnership down the left flank for Spain has not gone unnoticed by Chelsea's technical staff, who believe that replicating that chemistry in the Premier League could transform their attack. Release clause and deal structure. Williams has a £50 million release clause written into his current contract with Athletic Club, which Chelsea could trigger. However, the real complication lies in personal terms, with Williams' representatives standing firm on their six-figure weekly wage expectations. Still, the Blues remain optimistic that Champions League football, increased visibility, and a leading role in Enzo Maresca's system will sway the player's decision. Final verdict: transfer race wide open. While Barcelona remains the most likely destination on paper, their financial constraints and Chelsea's growing confidence have thrown the race wide open. If Chelsea act swiftly and are willing to meet both the release clause and personal terms, they could yet pull off one of the most exciting transfers of the summer. With Enzo Maresca targeting a dynamic left-sided winger, Nico Williams is seen internally as the dream profile to complete the attacking puzzle at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned. This saga is far from over.